Welcome back to Route 40 Rust, and tonight we're going to talk about junkyard tools. Welcome back to Route 40 Rust, the main street of America. You're gonna have to excuse the road noise behind me. It's been raining cheese and crackers here in the Midwest all week long, and crazy winds and tornadoes and things, and the barn floor is just sweating. It is sweating. Like my wife at the altar, just sweating it. Anywho, this Willys, it stinks. It has mouse urine level 6. Anyway, since it's raining and I've got a slew of car stuff out there that I need to get to and just haven't been able to because it's raining or has 50-mile-per-hour wind gust, and you know, I go to the snack shop or the ice cream store, and ice cream store, save the jokes, but yeah, there's flyers. I'm sure you fellas have seen them just everywhere you go. April 21st, car show. May 20th, car show. And, you know, and of course you want to hide all the rust and rotten garbage on your project vehicle so you can limp it into the parking lot at hopes of, you know, just missing that top 20 plaque. Year after year. After year. One day, this is our year. Told my wife, this is our year. 2023, baby. So I made a video about a junkyard last week. Check it out. I can put the link in the description down below, or just subscribe to my channel. Just subscribe and find it. It says, "Look what we found!" exclamation point. Exploring an old junkyard, which is a dramatic title for just two guys walking around a junkyard with music in the background. But anyway, so I got my tools, my junkyard tools. Haven't touched them, haven't unpacked them. You know, I needed to. So I, you know, wife and the kids ran down to the church for a Wednesday night service, and I thought I'd sneak in the garage for some peace and quiet time and clean out my tools and make a video about junkyards and the tools you need to bring. But first and foremost, comment below about junkyards and junkyard experiences and things you're looking for, any fun tales. I love good junkyard stories. Those are the best. Those are better than no, not better than. Anyway, we won't talk about that. Let's just jump right into this bag. See what we got here. First off, I just got a, you know, contractor style tool bag, backpack, so you can carry it, because I'm hoofing through this scrapyard. And my buddy's trying to carry on a conversation with me about a 64 Impala, and you're doing that squeaky out of breath. And it's like, yeah, not, and you throw a cough in there to try to seem like you're not out of breath. So I carry a backpack, and I got this roll bag, and sometimes I can take a little utility cart. Yeah, it's embarrassing. I'm getting old. But we'll cover the anyway, backpack. Got, oh, all right, right off the bat, the PB Blaster. Shout out to these guys. I use this every day, professionally, on the side, junkyarding, here in the barn, or whatever flavor of rust penetrantes that you're into. The knocker loose, good stuff. WD-40, not for me. Did you know that someone did like a torque and nut busting test about penetrating fluids and how they performed? And PB was up there, not the top, but it was up there. Anyway, I give everything I'm going to take off a squirt of this, just because it's been in a salvage yard for 50, 60, 70 years, maybe just a couple years, I don't know. So if I'm taking it off that day, I'll give her a little shot just to ease the pain a bit. And also, here's a trick for you young guys who don't go to junkyards and are looking to get into it more, and the how-tos, and you battle-hardened veterans that have been to more junkyards than I have bones and teeth in my body. If there's a part that I'm not going to get that day, but I'm eyeing on it, like, hey, I might come back and get that. I'm going to come back and get that next time. I'm going to come back and get that. I'll start soaking down all those nuts and bolts right away. And every time I go, I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to start soaking it down. That way, when the guy that gets the part before me has a nice, easy time, and only spends about half hour at the scrapyard. So, PB blaster, something I always take. Ooh, This I don't keep in my backpack. I keep it in the car, the truck. A lot of scrapyards don't like you going in there with the Sawzalls. Don't hop out your F-250, your Silverado, with this on your shoulder like a bazooka. Just keep it in there, in the truck, under the seat, hidden, in case things go sideways on you and you need it. And maybe check with the guy first, like, hey, I don't want to Sawzall up this fender to get this core support out, but it's shot, and just, hey, is it all right, man? Just want to run this by you, and I appreciate it, So that's the Sawzall story. So if you've never been to scrapyards, don't go charging in there with, torches and Sawzalls and cutoff wheels and all the violent things. Junkyarding is a very calm, quiet, romantic thing where you lay down in mud as a junkyard dog named Scooby tugs at your pant leg for 20 minutes, and you're dropping sockets in a puddle full of transmission fluid and antifreeze, and it's been there since 1963. Back to the backpack. Let's see what we got. Got a washer button switch off of the F100. Measuring tapes. I don't know why I have measuring tapes. So that's not something I usually bring. Oh, guy wants to put jumper seats in a Wagoneer, which is pretty cool for his kids. So I think we're looking for seat options. There they are, the Milwaukees. I don't always take these to the scrapyard, but the last time I went, I was getting a bumper, and I didn't want to lay in the mud and fight with it. So took the drill. Sometimes, and by sometimes I mean every time, when you have my luck, and it could be raining strawberries and I get smacked with a potato. That's the kind of luck I got. So I could get 9 of the 10 screws out, and that last one, strips off or something, breaks off in there. So I bring a drill and a handful of bits just in case, because you don't want to ruin the day. 1/4-inch impact driver. Oh, break this windshield. It's already broken. And a 1/2-inch impact because I was getting a bumper. If you do take the power tools, make sure your batteries are charged up the night before, because it's no fun getting there and you're flashing 1 bar. If you're a DeWalt Milwaukee, I think that's about 6-bit impact screwdriver set. I guess that's what it's officially called. This is a Pittsburgh, which is, you probably never heard of Pittsburgh tools because they're for like elite. There's like Snap-on Maco, Mac tools for like, your ASE certified master techs. And then there's a secret club above them. That's kind of like some Bohemian Grove stuff called Pittsburgh tools. That's not true at all. It's cheap stuff, but I take my Wuhan wrenches. Probably can't say that. I take my Wuhan wrenches to the scrapyard because if I lose it, I'm not going to be bent out of shape. A little disposable, I suppose. I try not to, but if you do, if you drop it down in a, behind a dash, and I got a good story about dropping the tools behind the dash, and it was not a Harbor Freight Wuhan wrench. Anyway, see, you drop them, they're gone, and now it's in mouse stuff. I call them manual impact drivers, where you put your bit in there and you say, you want to go tighten or loosen, you smack it with a hammer and it hits it. It does this stuff, for $300 cheaper. You do that. So I take those, and it has saved me. I don't know where that went. Oh, it smells so bad. There's that. What else we got? You will not believe what I got. I'm glad I brought it because I needed it. shovel. That's right. These cars in the scrapyard, they've been slowly being absorbed into the earth for decades now, and sometimes the part you need, you know, a I-beam, if it's an old Ford, or, you know, I don't know what too many Chevy parts you would need, because I don't, nothing against Chevy. I'm actually in the market for a square body, guys. So comment below if you got one of those nearby, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, or something. And we're talking a beater. At least it's got a drive train. Anyway, I can't go that route. Anywho, when I was getting that front bumper off, while I had that impact off of a 1968 F100, it was the earth was taking her back. She wanted her bad. So I had to dig big holes, and you know, the junkyard dog came over, Scooby, helped me dig a hole, and then, you know, peed on me, and it was, I just saw, I smell his mouse urine, and it is potent, to say the least. So I had to dig a hole to get my impact on there, and then I went to another truck to get bumper guards off of it, and the engine was gone, so I got to sit in the doghouse, and it was frame rails resting in the mud and the tumbleweeds and all that. Briars, and I dug that up, and so I actually use that, and you can get those at the Walmarts for $9.99 if you're Ozarky and Mountain Trail brand stuff. Not too shabby. What else do I got? There's probably about 500 pockets full of old rusty screws and nuts that I take out of. You want to save on those too. That's a junkyard tip for you. Is, you know, you take a grill shell off, save all those screws, headlight bezels, all that. Those screws come in handy. Trust me. And we got the back pocket, one that digs into your spinal cord when you're. Let's do this. All right, hammer. A lot of times you smack the back of a screwdriver like you do that manual impact driver. You gotta have your prying sticks, multiple types. I don't know what else we got. Multiple size pry bars again. Wuhan wrench brand, because if I lose them, no big deal. About every size screwdriver that you can think of. So if you don't have a screwdriver that fits into that slot just right, and you start stripping stuff, and then it's the last screw that you need to get the part, and you've been fighting it for 4 hours with Scooby, and you didn't bring the drill, and you don't have the drill bits, or your battery's dead, just bring all the screwdriver types you can. I do try to get screwdrivers that have the, you know, thing on the back that you can get like a 5/8 wrench on, so smack with a hammer and turn it to kind of do the impact driver thing. These are some cheap Wuhan wrench brand ones that just have this hole in them, and I bought them so you could shove another screwdriver in there and get all the torques out of it. So there's that. Dikes, I'm going to edit that out. Side cutters. This world we're living in is nonsense. The vice grip, and this is not the cheapies, because when you're down to the vice grip, I mean, that's like final round. You're there to win, do the thing. What else do I got? Oh, another screwdriver. Adjustable wrench. What else, Santa Claus? I do want to say about screwdrivers. Put, you know, a little flathead and a little Phillips head in your pocket. Maybe the small adjustables that go up to 9/16. Put in your pocket, because listen guys, I've been there, you've been there. You get to the junkyard, you're got all this on your back, and you're, you know, and then you get distracted and you see a, you know, Studebaker upside down, and you want to go check it out, or, you know, whatever, a Suburban carry-all, and you just want to go exploring through it. So you throw all your crap down like a child at summer camp, and you go running off, and then you get distracted and you see a radio delete plate out of a, you know, 72 F100, and you got to have that. Those are 5/8 nuts, by the way. Anyway, I digress. Just keep some Leatherman, keep some stuff on you just in case you get lost without your tools. This This is special to me. Check out this stand up tool roll. It's heavy. It's like carrying a 14-pound bowling ball to the lanes on Thursday night. I am tearing up my shifters over here trying to talk to you people. Hey, make fun of me all you want. My wife made me this. You know, it's a pretty nice tool roll. So you roll it out. It's got all these pockets for all your different sockets. You know, I got my 3/8 metric standard. You know, your 1/2 inch and your quarters, and I got a little wrench pocket and extensions and ratchets and spark plugs in case you want to spark plug socket in case you want to tune up a 352 big block, or like, hey, that Mopar 318 over there could use a tune up. Wrenches again, Wuhan wrenches, nothing fancy. If you drop them, you lose them. 5/8 gear wrench. That shouldn't be in there. But I really like this thing, and it's helpful to throw it over the shoulder, kind of lasso it onto the backpack. And the story I was going to tell you. So I did come across a radio delete plate, and for you non-Ford bump side guys, these are kind of hard to come by, the factory ones. And when they didn't have a radio in them from the factory, which nothing really did, then had a plastic plate, and it just had 2 Tinnerman nuts, I want to call them. Maybe not a Tinnerman nut, but a nut that threaded on some plastic, and I think they're 5/8 or 11/16. And I'm over there with a screwdriver and a bottle jack from under the hood, trying to hit the corner of this nut, and it's behind the dash, or the glove box cardboard's out and the ashtrays pulled out, and I'm just beating on it. And here come a few kids, and Scooby's with them, of course, barking up a storm, and great. And long story short, these some good guys, some good kids, had hope for the future. And he had a Snap-on little carrying case just chock full of tools. I didn't know a Snap-on at the time. I was like, hey man, let me get like a 5/8 deep weld so I can just kind of grab it in my bare paw and just crank on these nuts. And I dropped the socket. Again, I didn't know it was a Snap-on, so I wasn't sweating it too bad. I dropped it, and the kid was like, it's got to be in there somewhere. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I get a short weld 5/8, and I get it out, and then I'm looking around, and I can't find this deep weld, and I'm ready to pull out $5 and hey, go back to Harbor Freight and get you that in a free pick set whenever they got a coupon. And I look over and I saw it was this beautiful Snap-on set with foam and all these laser engraved filigree and beautiful set. And oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna have to Google this and find out a 3/8 drive 5/8 deep well Snap-on socket. Gotta be $60. I was prepared to Google it and give the kid $50-$60. Luckily I found it just kind of in the bottom lip of the dash, and ran into these guys later up at the office when we were wheeling and dealing with the owner. And I told him, I said, hey, if I didn't find that, I was prepared to pay you. And he said, oh man, don't worry about it. And a group of young kids looking for what the heck were they before? BorgWarner T18 transmission cover, top cover, shifter cover. Yeah, good kids. So that was cool. Anywho, so that's what I bring. And if there's a part that special part that's outside the realm of your normal everyday hand tools, you just kind of plan that out before you head out there and what have you not. And I don't know if I mentioned the utility cart, like that 500-pound capacity. It's got knobby tires, like wagon you pull. The kids put feed in it and take it to chickens and goats and stuff. A lot of scrap yards have like a side-by-side, so you pull all your parts, lay them down on the side of a row and go get them. Hey, John, I'm ready for you, and he'll give you right back there and haul it and spread it on your tailgate and make an offer. And so sometimes I take that. But yeah, comment below what you guys, what's your go-to junkyard bag? Are you just a little tackle box with a handful of screwdrivers and random rusty sockets? Are you a Snap-on? Are you a Milwaukee, the pack out? Are you toting the dolly down these mud roads looking for treasures? What do you do? Maybe I don't have all the answers. Been doing it for a while, but always looking for fresh input. I got a buddy who just takes like a leather duffel bag, like he's Burt Reynolds on the run type duffel bag, with handful of like a chisel and a rock and a claw hammer. That's what he takes. No, he takes real tools. But he does have it in a duffel bag. Anywho, yeah. Comment below what you guys bring along with you, and if you got any, again, some junkyard stories. I love a good junkyard story. And be sure to subscribe, like, and check out my video that I have exploring that old junkyard. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a good evening.